Welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. And we're back in the studio. Back, ready and refreshed, wide awake and eager to learn, eager to pick up the threads again. The threads which are left from yesterday. Okay then, let's get started. Right then, here we all are. Me, you, the crew, and somewhere out there, Margot the cat and Gusti the dog. And we all know that Gusti's dancing about like a mad chicken as I speak. Okay, never mind Gusti and his insane dancing skills. It's time for us to revisit the present continuous. Okay, so what's the word for the day? Well, there are two words for the day really. Word number one is the word versatile. And what sort of word is versatile? That's right, versatile is an adjective. Now, who remembers what an adjective is? Correct-a-doodle-doo. An adjective is a word we use to give information about a noun. We can use adjectives to add colour and depth to a sentence. We can take a boring sentence like, I have a cat, and we can add adjectives to the sentence to provide more information and also to make the sentence more interesting. I have a two-legged, green and orange striped, tailless, earless, one-eyed cat. So, we all remember what adjectives are. They give us more information about nouns. This means that we can use adjectives to make identification easier. For example, which is your car, Alfredo? The red one. Which red one? The two-door red one. Which two-door red one? The two-door red one with tinted windows. Which two-door red one with tinted windows? The two-door red one with tinted windows and alloy wheels. Which two-door red one with tinted windows and alloy wheels? The two-door red one with tinted windows and alloy wheels with white wall tires. Oh, that one. So, we can see how adjectives can provide or give us information. Extra information that helps us to identify something. When Dave first asked Alfredo about his car, Alfredo's answer only had one adjective in it, red. But in the car park there were lots and lots of red cars, and it was only by giving more and more information that Dave was able to identify Alfredo's car. Alfredo told Dave more and more information about his car. He provided more and more information with different adjectives until Dave was able to identify Alfredo's car. So, that's what we use adjectives for, to provide or give information about nouns. Alfredo used 5 adjectives to explain to Dave which car was his. So, Alfredo used adjectives to help identify his car. But when he used the adjectives, he also made the sentence more interesting, didn't he? I mean, it's possible to go through life speaking in monosyllables like yes, no, and But if we expand our speech, and one way of expanding our speech is by using adjectives, then we can make life better, more interesting, and we can all be happier. Okay, and on we go. Now, What was that other word that we learned yesterday? The one which was very similar to versatile. Can anyone remember? Yes, that's right, badoing. Well done. The word is multifunctional. And, as we learned yesterday, the adjective multifunctional means that something can do lots of things. Like what? Yes, that's right. Like the present continuous tense. We can use the present continuous tense to talk about what's happening now at the time of speaking. And we can see the difference between the present simple and the present continuous if we look at this picture of our old friend Darth Vader. Okay, so that's Darth. And what is Darth? Darth is a lord of the dark side of the Force. We know that. Okay, and what does Darth do? Darth kills people and destroys planets and things. Good. Now we use the present simple tense in those two sentences because we're talking about permanent things, things which are true all the time, or most of the time. But when we look at the picture, we can see that Darth isn't killing people and destroying planets at the moment. No. At the moment, he's playing the cello. Good. So we know that we use the present continuous to talk about things that are happening now. Okay. But we also learned that we can use the present continuous to talk about plans and arrangements in the future, similar to what we do with going to. I'm playing squash with Chief Mangosuthu Buthelezi on Monday, for example. We arranged it, it's planned, and it's happening on Monday. Okay, and now we get to the part where we had to leave off yesterday. Now we get to the third use of the present continuous. Okay, are you ready? Yes? Good. Now, the third use of the present continuous is connected to the fact that we use the present continuous to talk about temporary situations, not permanent ones. Do you know those two words, temporary and permanent? They're adjectives with opposite meanings. They're not synonyms, they're antonyms. An antonym is another word for opposite. The antonym for bad, for example, is good. A synonym is the opposite of an antonym. A synonym is a word which means the same or nearly the same as another word. A possible synonym for bad is awful, for example. Although most synonyms in English are not 100% synonyms. The adjective awful, for example, is stronger than the adjective bad. Okay, back to temporary and permanent. Those two words are opposites, they're antonyms. Temporary means that it will only last for a limited period of time. Permanent means that it will last or remain unchanged forever and ever and ever. The easiest way to think about the difference between these two words is to think about two writing tools we use, two implements we use to write, a pencil and a pen. Pencils create temporary lines. They're not permanent. If I'm writing or drawing with a pencil and I make a mistake, I can take a rubber and erase the mistake so that I can start again. I can use a rubber or an eraser to erase the pencil line because the pencil line is temporary, not permanent. Now, the situation changes when I use a pen. Pens make ink lines and ink is permanent. Now, look what happened when someone made a mistake in the next drawing. That's right, they were drawing in ink with a pen. So when they made a mistake with the woman's hand, they couldn't erase it. They couldn't rub it out. This isn't pencil, this is ink. So it's permanent. You can't erase it. You can't rub it out. With ink, all you can do is cross it out and start again. So, this is why artists normally start their pictures in pencil. Then, when they feel ready, they redraw the picture in ink. Okay, so back to the start. What were we talking about? That's right. We were talking about the multifaceted, multifunctional, versatile tense, the present continuous. And now, for your pleasure, we're going to talk about the temporary, permanent idea connected to the present continuous. Now, we know that when we talk about permanent ideas, we use which tense? That's right, we use the present simple. I'm a man. I live in Budapest. Jimmy Page is a guitarist. Chris St. Hilaire is a drummer. All of these things are facts, or generally true, or true some of the time. And they all have the idea of being permanent. These things don't change. I was born a man, and I will die a man. Okay, but when we use the present continuous, we can also use it to talk about temporary situations. We use the present continuous to emphasize the temporary nature of the situation. So, let's look at a couple of examples. I live in Miskolc. I'm living in Miskolc at the moment. Now, when we look at those two sentences, we can see that the first sentence is emphasizing the permanent nature of the situation. I live in Miskolc. This is a permanent situation. It doesn't change. The second sentence shows that normally I don't live in Miskolc. Maybe I'm studying at university. Maybe I've come to Miskolc because of my job, but it's not a permanent move. I live in Budapest or Győr or Kecskemét. That's my permanent home. That's where I live. But now, for a few weeks or a few months, we don't know. Now I'm living in Miskolc. It's temporary, so we use the present continuous tense. Okay, let's see a few more examples. Who's that man standing outside your house? Nelson's column stands in Trafalgar Square in London. Again, what we can see is that the first sentence is emphasizing the temporary nature of the situation. A man doesn't normally stand outside your house. It's not a fact of life. It's not a permanent situation. It's happening now. It's a temporary situation, and so we're using the present continuous. In the second sentence, we're talking about Nelson's column, which is a statue in the centre of London. So, that's Nelson's column, a statue which was finished in 1843. So, it's a permanent structure. It's there all the time. It stands in the centre of London in Trafalgar Square. And because it's permanent, we use the present simple. Okay, now, knackers. It's time to go. Sorry, folks, we've run out of time. Oh well, never mind. We'll see you all again next week, starting on Monday. Okay, have a great weekend, enjoy yourselves, and remember to check out the website for all our English lessons and vocabulary, www.m5tv.hu. Okay, I'll see you all later. Have fun. See you later. Bye.